Stacy here with Limelight AZ. Today has been somewhat of not a major deep recollecting and pondering day, but just something that came to mind. At this time last year, my husband and I and our kids were living on a converted school bus. And it was a lot of fun during the time that we did it. We learned a lot, and then there's a lot of not fun stuff about living on the bus. Um, but at any rate, we were in Wisconsin, and it was a beautiful time of year for us to be living on the bus, but it was drawing close to winter time. I mean, for anybody who's not from a very, very harsh winter area, at this point in the year, we were still trying to find some place to park the bus for the winter. And we're having one bad turn after another for trying to find a location. And at the end of July, beginning of August, time is like really running out for finding some place, getting set up, and getting the bus prepared for or insulated and whatnot. And so it was starting to become quite stressful for what we were going to do next. Because there was no doors opening for a location for us to park. And the place we were staying at the time, which was a farm, was wonderful, but it wasn't going to be conducive for us for the winter. And so we were really stressed out, and we're not sure what we were going to do. My hubby at this point was starting to get pretty tired of living on the bus. We'd been on there for 4 months, and I and the kids still really loved it. But it was real obvious that things were not going as planned and were not panning out the way that we had hoped. And with winter coming, we had some serious concerns that we would be homeless for winter, or be in a very dangerous situation. Obviously, we wouldn't have stayed in a dangerous situation with the kids, but it's still, we didn't know what we were going to do. And finally came to a point that we got approved to move into a mobile home. And we were so confused because we had gotten on the bus in March, and we knew that that's what God wanted us to do, and we did it. But we anticipated to live on the bus for a good period of time, and it was short-lived. And so we were frustrated during the time we were trying to find some place for winter, because we're like, how are we going to keep the bus and live someplace during the winter? And well, turns out that we ended up getting rid of the bus. It was kind of a sad end to situation with the bus. The kids and I were sad to see it go. And I would have been content staying on the bus. Well, interestingly, our bed was raised. It was raised, probably a good 4 feet off the ground, and we had storage underneath. And had we been on that bus when my Lyme symptoms hit, it would have been disastrous. There is no way that I would have been able to get up and down onto my bed. Just no way. I was having trouble in our mobile home off of a regular bed. And it went from like, hey, I really am not feeling so great this morning, to bedridden within weeks. So, it got me thinking today about how sometimes when we really push for something and it doesn't pan out, that God is actually protecting us from something bigger than we know. And that's hard to remember when we're going through a really stressful time, and when we are involved in a situation that we can only see one answer at. And so, because I was thinking about that today, I was thinking about my situation with being like extra bedridden now, more bedridden than I was initially, um, and how I hate being bedridden. But I can't see what God sees, and I wonder if it's a similar situation, if there is something to come of me being bedridden or dealing with Lyme or being sick, that I can't see, that keeping me down like this is literally keeping us from disaster later. Just like with the bus. I mean, like I said, if the Lyme had hit while on the bus, there's no way that I could have lived. I mean, I wouldn't have even been able to get on and off the bus. It would have been horrible. For for the 6 months that I was able to get out of bed. I mean, trying to get up into the bed using a ladder would have been awful. I mean, I could barely plop on the bed a couple weeks after the major Lyme symptoms hit. So, um, I don't know. It just got me thinking, we just don't know what's around the corner. Only God does. And He keeps our best interest in mind. He opened up a door for us to live for winter that was not on the bus, knowing that the Lyme disease was going to be hitting. And I'm so thankful. I mean, not only would the winter have been harsh on the bus anyway, but it literally would have been horrific for me. I cannot possibly imagine trying to live on the bus with the Lyme disease. So, and in addition, no room for anybody to help. Like, moved into the mobile home, or here we have my mom and my daughter. My daughter, although when we were in Wisconsin, she lived elsewhere, she was able to come visit. On the bus, it's just too small. There's just no way that would have been a possibility. So, trying to remember today that God has a plan with this, and it may actually be protecting our family from something that we don't realize. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm babbling. I'm doing the I don't know, so it's time to go. Anyways, have a good day.